Hey guys, so I've had the water on today, the soaker hose right here, because I think I'm going to go ahead and finish off this wall by bringing it back in here. So I think I'll get to digging tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be soft. It's supposed to be cool tomorrow, like 82. It's cooler than it's been. But right now I'm hurrying to try to get this fence taken down. So this fence that my dad and I put in, it goes all the way down this side of our property. That's one of the places, that was the main place that Bella was getting out of our property while we were on vacation. She found that she can just kind of push her way underneath it. So I've had a couple of people out for chain link so that we can just finish off the chain link around the property. One, which I think I told you about, was used. He's going to use what I have, and he's brought his own stuff too. The chain link is new, but the posts are not. Don't really care. So he quoted me $2,500, which to me sounded high. So I got another quote for someone to come and actually do it with just new stuff, and their quote was $6,300. So I went with the first guy. So anyway, I told him, and I forgot I told him that I would have this fence down tomorrow so he didn't have to worry about it. So I got to get on that. All right, well, I was going to show a time lapse of that, but it was the most boring footage I've ever done, so scrapped it. So I left up every other T-post just so they have a line on where to put the new fence, because that fence, or the T-posts, are right on the property line. So should be easy enough, no question on where the line is. And remember almost the best part. This fence that's been here ever since we moved in, that's in the wrong place for whatever reason, they're taking it out. So I said I went with the guy that was $2,500 for the used materials. And even still, I felt the need to haggle. Hi, Bella. Hi, Bella. Hi. Hi. Oh, hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. Come on, you're not too old for the zoomies. Come on. Arr. Arr. Yes, I am, Daddy. Just love me. Just love me. Okay. I gotta talk to the people. I gotta talk to the people. Now. So I told the guys that I really didn't want to spend $2,500. So for the same price, can you put this fence back up? I have all the pieces. I just took it down a year and a half ago to get all this dirt moved in here. I'll probably have to move the electricity, however. Anyway, he said yes. So new fence going up, old fence going back up, and taking away the fence that shouldn't be there. I think I'm getting my money's worth now. It's a couple days later, and we got some progress to show you on the fence. Got all the posts in. And then there's a gate in this fence that he's taking out, and he's going to put that gate up here in the middle. As far as the area I had used the soaker hose on to dig, it's still not dug. Had a couple of other things come up that I had to do. We are going to be having a party this weekend on Saturday. And it's a party that we used to have every year at our old house. We had a luau at the end of every summer. And so we are reinstating that this year. And when you've got a bunch of people coming over, that's great motivation to clean up some things that you haven't looked at in a while. One of the things we're going to be cooking at our luau is Kahlua pig. However, my smoker died. It was too tiny anyway. I've wanted to replace it for a few years now, and so I just did. This is the new one. It's a Pit Boss. Not sponsored, but a friend of mine recommended that brand. Well, actually, their first pick was a different brand that was twice as expensive as this one. But this was his second choice, so that's the one we went with. Take a look at the greenery here. The bananas, this silk floss tree, the white sapote tree. Everything's filling in really nicely. I think these banana trees have only been in the ground maybe 2 months, if that. Hi, Bella. How are you boys this morning? Hi, Otis. Hi, Otis. Hi, Ollie. You gonna be friendly today? A lot of you have been asking about Daisy, saying you're missing Daisy. I'm missing Daisy too. I know Bella's missing Daisy. And I think these guys might be missing her too. There's no way of telling, but I like to think that. I don't have a whole huge update for you, other than she's getting along with the other cows, making friends. We will know this coming week whether she's pregnant or not. I guess if she doesn't go back into heat, then she's pregnant. If she does go back into heat, then she will stay to try one more time. So I guess if she's pregnant, she'll be back home with us next week. So in the last video, I asked you guys if I told you we were juggling a new posting schedule, video duration, that type of thing, and was asking for your feedback. And you guys gave a lot of feedback. A lot of you said you would like more frequent postings with longer videos. I'm not sure I can commit to that, but I do appreciate the sentiment. I think what we're gonna do is 2 videos a week, Thursday and Sunday. That'll be for like the month of September. When the month of October hits, more projects are going to be starting to be done, and so we can add a third one. I'm not sure the exact days once we hit all 3, but we're going to split it up into different types of subject matter videos. But the duration will be probably 1 long video per week, maybe 30 minutes or more, and then 1 kind of 15-minute video, 15 to 20-minute video, and then like a 10-minute video. So that's the thought as of right now. Let me know what you guys think of that. I want to show you a couple of projects here that I talked about in the last video. I finished the moss pole, I don't know what else to call it, for this pothos to grow up. It's horrible lighting here for this right now, I'm sorry. So I've got the moss all the way to the top, and then I've got the drip tube spiraling down to about here, and that has really started working well to keep this entire post wet for a majority of the time. It does dry out right before the second watering. I may end up putting a second watering on it during the day, but anyway, and it's keeping this pothos nice and healthy down in the pot as well. Some bad news when it comes to our tiki guy here. I was actually setting up the fountain, hooking up the pump the water up into this top reservoir here, and the next morning, because it doesn't drain out of here, it kind of sits in here because of the level of this pipe. The next morning I came out and there was a crack, and when I tried to push the crack back together, it just completely snapped off and parts of it were crumbling. So I think that just in this portion of the tiki, it was either not cured right, or the cement wasn't mixed well at that portion, because it was kind of just crumbling apart at the edges of it. But the person I bought it from, immediately, no questions asked almost, they said they would replace it. But we won't have that for our luau this weekend. So I used some masonry adhesive and put that up here, and then I just need to, it's dry now, I did that yesterday, repaint, and you won't really even be able to tell that it's broken. It won't work for a fountain anymore, but we'll have the new one, which, yes, I will have to repaint, but that's all right. So to start off with today, I am going to be working in the cottage garden, cleaning that up again because we have a party. So the people haven't seen the cottage garden in person, and it is so overgrown. Fortunately, the weather is cooling down. We're in the mid to low 80s and even get into the 70s later this week. But you can see, I mean, I came through the other night and pulled up a lot of the weeds, the tall weeds that had kind of taken over. But the flowers themselves are just really overgrown. The roses need deadheading. I have come to the conclusion that I cannot manage this all on my own, especially next year when we'll have even more gardens. So I will probably be bringing in help, which you know I don't like doing, but it's just, it has to be done. So just help, you know, for deadheading, weeding, you know, minor pruning, things like that, you know, I can trust to other people. I had a few viewers say that they would love to come and volunteer here. I mean, that's a possibility. You know, if local people want to do that and, you know, maybe get some experience or, you know, just kind of work together on just a different way to support us in our channel here. So we'll see. I don't know how many of you out there would even, I mean, I've seen other YouTuber gardeners who have had like a work day or a play day, however you want to look at it, where a bunch of viewers come over, lunch is provided, and we just all work on a project together. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm sure that, you know, involves logistics that I don't even want to think about, but I don't know. But as of right now, I'm on my own, so I need to get started. It's always important to keep your eye on things. This was overgrown with weeds and plants, and I didn't realize that these bearded irises were getting way too much water. They like to be dry, and now they're rotting. Look at that. Yuck. So some of them are still okay, maybe. I think what I'm going to do is, first of all, turn down the water, and then right now it's watering every day. It doesn't need that. So I'll probably do it every other day, and then once the party's over, I'm going to get in here and really clean this out, and I'll probably dig these all up, remove all the rotted pieces, and then plant them back on some mounds so they can drain water away during the summer. Bearded iris, just, they don't like wet feet at all. Anybody else have palm tree weeds? They get rooted in so quickly, you really got to stay on top of them. And they're almost never, actually they're never nice kind of palm trees. They're all this kind of palm trees, which is my least favorite kind. Okay, so this bed is done. There's a lot of ground showing. A lot of bare spots compared to over here. Now, this is a cottage garden, so in name it should be kind of haphazard and a little messy. And I'm okay with that. I actually don't like all of the dirt showing here right now, especially for the party. So I'm thinking I'm going to clean up the paths, deadhead, and leave. Like, I actually trimmed this weed here so it looks a little bit better than the same one right here behind it. Plus it's going to keep it from going to flower. But at least there's something there. I heard a story once that when they opened Disneyland, they put like scientific names by weeds because it was free plants that were already growing, and they could just leave them there for a while and spend the money later. I'm kind of at that point. These espaliered apples need pruning. So in here we've got the lateral branch that's being trained along the fence, and then we've got all these uprights that are growing from it. What you want to do at this time of year is cut those off about finger length. Easy to do. Just go right along. You're going to leave about 3 to 4 inches. Just be careful not to cut the ones off that you're trying to train as a lateral branch, like this one here. And you can go ahead and just tie those into the fence or whatever you're growing them on. I have a video on Next Level Gardening, I think, on how I did my espaliered trees. I'll link that down below. That's how it should look when you're done. It's the next day, and Bill just texted me, and he's going to come over on Friday with the tractor. So that was a nice surprise. So I have to run some water, the sprinkler where he's going to be. It kind of softens it up, cuts down on the dust. So he's going to be doing a couple things this time. We're finally ready to take the level of this area, basically from those bricks all the way over to right there. All of this is going to come down a couple feet to be the level of this path, which is hard to see on camera. That out there is 2 feet, maybe 1.5 feet higher than where I'm standing. Well, you can see that right here with the path and then the wall and the level there. So after this, we're going to cut this down. All of this is going to be shaved off and pushed out into the orchard area. Well, actually this will probably be pushed into this corner where we built the wall. So I'm glad we built that wall. So that shouldn't take too long. He's going to be here about 4 hours. And the other thing I'm going to have him do is get the path started. It's going to be the large lawn strip coming down and then going out into the orchard. So I got to move all of this junk here, logs and fence stuff. By the way, they put the top rail on the fence over there. I don't know if you can see it. They'll probably be back today to get the chain started, chain link. Anyway, I got to move all this stuff out of the way because this is right where the path will come through. Fortunately, I waited for the perfect time of day where it's nice and shady here. I could show you this work maybe on like a time-lapse thing, but what I've noticed on the last several videos that I've done that is that viewership goes down in those sections and then pops back up at the end. So that tells me a lot of people are fast forwarding through that. So I'm not going to do it on this video, but let me know your thoughts on kind of watching me work in hyperspeed, or do you want me to just tell you what I'm doing and then come back and show you, you know, the after I show you the before. All right, it's the next day and Bill's actually on his way over. So I wanted to show you what I got done. All the junk is moved out of here. A little bit left I have to move right there, but then this pole, I'm going to see if I can get him to take it out with the tractor. It's going to be an exciting day. Filling up. The hard part is this mesh that keeps the wall standing when it's this tall with that much dirt. We're having to get it underneath there first, plus we have to leave a strip by the wall to now backfill some gravel. So we're having to do this kind of flip-flopping back and forth. But we're almost to the level of the mesh, and then we can spread the mesh out and then just fill it up over that. It'll be easier. It looks so weird to have him up that high. All right, I've been smoking these pork butts for 4 hours. Now I gotta take them out and wrap them in banana leaves. I just seasoned them with salt and put them in the smoker for at 275. I already took 2 in, I've got 2 left. They're really delicious. All right, this huge crock pot is full. How big is this crock pot?
10.
10 quarts? Yep. We got 10 quarts of meat. And we still have one left out here. I told Emily we were getting too much, but at the last party we had, I told her we needed half the amount of water that we ended up needing, so she had to go to the store during the party. So I'm not living that one down. Okay, I'm a sweaty mess, so don't pay attention to me, but I want to show you how everything turned out. So I've got all the plants around this guy, I've got the water and the lights. I didn't get a chance to repaint where I patched him up, but it'll have to do, for now at least. Got all the tables and chairs set up. Food table. Everything's ready. By the time they get here, we still have an hour and a half. This will all be in the shade. But I always say the best thing about having a party is now everything's clean and like picked up and, you know, fresh start. It's the next day. I didn't film any of the party because you never know. We had 50-something people here and you don't know who's comfortable being on camera, who's not. So anyway, the party went really well. I think everybody had a good time and the Kahlua pork was awesome. As was Emilie's pineapple upside down cake. And now the best part, the day after, I can just relax the rest of the day knowing that the property's cleaned up, everything's in its place, and I get a fresh start. With that said, I'm gonna go kick my feet up in the air conditioning and relax today. I'll see you next time.